So recently on YouTube, you see a lot of these thumbnails appear and they look very nice. They have a bold image, they have a sort of graph with large numbers, some glow, and then some background elements. There's a lot going on to it, but it's very clean and it also works apparently because a lot of people click on it. Now the cool thing is you don't need Photoshop for this. You can also achieve this effect in Canva, and that's what I'm going to do exactly in this video. So let's jump into Canva, see how we do it. And for this video, we're starting from a blank slide. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to look for a nice image. So I'm going to Elements and here type in portrait. Let's say it's a woman. You can always upload your own picture as well. But I'm just going to show you the example of how you can do this with a regular picture. So let's remove the background and then increase it in size. Now what works really well is if you have a nice contrasting image. So here we can see the person has like a yellow jacket on. This one's a bit more neutral. And if you want to stand out more towards the background, so if you go for a blue background, for example, it would be nice if you have like a vibrant color that really jumps out. So even if you don't have a picture that has it, you can always go to Edit, then go to Magic Edit. And let's see, there's now a click feature. So let's see what we can generate. But I don't think it will select the blazer. So I'm going to use the brush and then do it like this. Select the parts of the blazer that we need and just ask it to make this blazer a vibrant red and generate. And it will generate a few examples for us and we can always see if we can use it or if we want to tweak it a little bit more. But I think the more contrast you can create in your thumbnails, the better the result will be. So you see this one is actually pretty good. So I'm going to select one. There's one with texture, without texture. So let's see which one works. I think I'll go for this neutral one. So I'm just going to click done. And this already stands out a bit more. So you can tweak it like that in the first way. Now I'm going to add a nice background. And if we go for blue, dark smoke, let's say. So we have that smoke graphics in a photo. Let's see which one works. I think a lot of them have that sort of blue feel to it, which is pretty good. So I'm going to add this to the slide and position send to back. Now, if you want to have the most part happen here on the left, you can always flip it horizontally and have that smoke on the side there. So I'm going to reposition it so it's sort of evenly split. Now the picture itself, I think we can make the person quite a bit larger. And now we have some room here to put our graph on it. For that, I'm going to place those crop marks. So it makes our selection easier later on. And like this as well. I kind of like to have that clean worksheet or work file. Now I press the R key for a rectangle and drag it on the screen, almost in the corner, and then drag it also slightly over the person. Now we're going to make this white, go for the roundness of the corner and put it to about 25. And now we're going to position this below the character. So I'm going to go to layers and drag it in between the person and the background layer. So that way we already have that sort of depth that we create on the slide. Now to have that real 3D effect, I'm also going to add a shadow. So shadow, and I use a normal line. I'm going for the graphics here and add one of those. Add them underneath that layer. And if you want it harsher, you can always duplicate it and put like 2. Select them both and drag them underneath person and the rectangle. You can always reduce transparency of 1 to sort of get to the right result and the right amount. Now I'm going to add a chart on here. So I'm going to go for a chart. And then instead of graphics, I'm actually going for a real chart. So it's editable data, maybe a line chart. And we sort of already squish that in. Go to edit, remove the 2 series. We only need 1. Take this up a notch, like 28, 45, 46, doesn't matter. Just like this. And we select the colors. So we can give it a different color. You can always give it a more vibrant color if you want. I kind of like this color palette. Next, I'm going to edit again. And then I want to sort of customize it without the legend and without the access labels. So we want a clean file or a clean sheet to work with. Also this, we want to position it behind the subject. And let's say this one's about LinkedIn. I'm going to press T for text and then type in connections. It could be followers, it could be money, it doesn't really matter. You have to choose something that's connected to your topic. Go for Montserrat and make this one semi-bold. And for the color, I'm going for a light gray, maybe a bit darker. So something like this. And then duplicate. And let's say 250K, whatever the number. Maybe let's do like plus up front, just like this. And then we scale it up. We're going to make it black entirely. And for the font, we're going for a extra bold font. So we make it quite large. So it jumps out. It's the number that really jumps out. And that's what we want. And then the connections, we make that also a bit larger. Now here I'm sort of overlapping those lines from the chart. So I'm just going to add a rectangle between, just like this. Make it white or the same color as that rectangle that we have. And this will work. You can always tweak it. So if you have an extra line like here, you can just hide it like that. that will work. Now I'm going to add a triangle for like a green element to it. Graphics, yeah, let's go for shapes and make this a vibrant green. Maybe a different type of green, something like this, that we suggest the growth. You can always take a screenshot as well, but if you sort of make it yourself, it's easier to manipulate, or it's easier to use and tweak for your own design. So just like this. And then I think we could position this slide a bit lower so that everything is nicely balanced, top and bottom. And I think here we can add some logo from the platform. So maybe it's like a LinkedIn. Let's see what we can find. There's a LinkedIn logo, but I kind of like this one. Sort of has that 3D feel to it. Of course, the colors don't match yet, so I'm going for a more of a realistic LinkedIn color. I'm not sure why that changed. So I'm going to adjust it until we get that a right color. You can always take a different icon, of course. Let's rotate it for some visual intrigue. Press the R key for another rounded rectangle, but in this case a red tone similar to the jacket, let's say. So we're going to color pick that and then place the number on top, which we make white, and let's put that as a notification. So that's something which grabs our attention in the real world. So we want to mimic that in the design that we're making here. So let's try to select both, just like that, hold shift and group. And now we can rotate it and put it like at the top. So it gives some notification item that we're used to, where that grabs our attention. So it will also grab our attention on the design here. And then just position, let's group that together and put it behind the character, so she's up front. And now what I think we can add some glow around her. Oops, this one jumped to the front, so I'm also going to put that back. Select the image, shadows, glow, and then set that to maybe light blue. I think that will work, yes. Make the size quite large, blur amount as well, so feels like she's glowing. And then of course we have to increase her in size again, just like that, until it nicely fits the screen. You find a good balance, that's what we want. And now I'm going to take this one here and sort of nudge it to the side so it remains visible. And this could be a very good sort of ad or thumbnail for your LinkedIn video. And then to top it all off, let's also do like a vignette to put some focus. So let's take the graphics vignette, 16 by 9, put it across the image. And this sort of makes you focus extra on the center of the image. So let's tune that down just a little bit. You can always position it maybe below the character so she jumps out more, but that tones down everything else on the image a little bit. So I kind of like that effect. And I think let's put this on full screen. Maybe let's adjust her brightness a little bit more, contrast, and it's finding the balance. It's always tweaking just a little bit the vibrance, the color, saturation, to not make it unrealistic, but to make it saturated so it jumps out. So let's put that on full screen. So looking at this result, I'm pretty happy, and I think we come close to the result that a lot of these YouTubers use for their thumbnails. So thanks a lot for watching to this video, and I really want to show you that you don't always need the most fancy tools. It's more about being a designer and thinking like a designer and working with the tools that you have available to achieve a result that can really look nice without having to use the professional tools. So thanks a lot for watching. If you want to learn more about Canva, make sure to watch the video on the screen right now.